Welcome back to Caillou Rider. Before I get into this video, there's gonna be things that I don't talk about in the modifications because it's in this video. So if you don't see it here, go and watch that video. Let's start from the back with something you've seen enough times. This was on my MT-07. This is the same Shad 33 that was on my Tracer 900 GT. If you can see right here, the holes for this are not as wide as the front holes on the plate mount. So I added something to make it easier to mount from the inside, but it does have 1, 2, 3, 4 mounts, and then outside it works fine. I've checked, it's as strong as ever. Another noteworthy modification that's currently in there is a new cover. My cover did not fit this, so I got one designed for Africa Twins and it barely fits. This is, make no mistake, a very big bike. There's nothing behind here that's not covered in the other video. These are tank pads, very cheap tank pads that I found on Amazon made for this bike. As you can see, they are cheap because the glue sticks out on each side. They don't even cover the full colored sticker, but that's fine. They do what they need to do. Better grip and protect the tank from scratches. And on that note, everything discussed in this video will be linked below. There's no affiliations, nothing was sponsored, nothing was sent to me for free. So going from there, if you can see it right here very tightly, I put a clear vinyl from Daytona on it. Again, it's just to stop scratches. It's a metal tank. I like metal tanks. I've been riding Japanese bikes for quite some time. I miss metal tanks. I'm happy to be back on metal tanks. There's something to be said about the quality of a Honda. Moving up to the handlebars, the two parts that are here, this is the mount for my GoPro. I use it mostly for charging, and that's really it. I don't really selfie very much, as longtime viewers know. I just installed this. This is the part I was waiting for, a clamp. I had my phone mount. This is a rec mount. You can see all this stuff in my MT-07 videos about it. I had something mounted from here to here, but I realized that since these are rubberized bolts that go through, the pressure was on the windscreen, and that's no good. So no to that. The next modification is Honda does not have a ambient temperature gauge, so for about $2 US, I added that. It is a regular animal enclosure kind, and it works good. It's been pretty accurate within a degree. I was out here working on the bike the other day, and my phone said it was 30, this said 35, and then I checked with another thermometer. Standing on the pavement in the sun, yeah, it was exactly that hot. It was crazy. Going up here, this is a USB charger from Kijima. It says don't run it to the battery for legal reasons. Honda says don't run to the battery, so I ran to the battery because I like to charge my helmet and my earbuds when I'm stopped at a rest area. If you pull it open, this is a waterproof cover. You see the green light that came on. That means it's running, and you close it. You can kind of see the light through. You can't, I can, but you close it tight and the light shuts off. Hasn't killed the bike yet. It's been on for a week and the bike still starts up. The next modification is, let's look at the screen. So you can't really see very well, but there is a screen protector I put on. A cheap whatever from, you know, where you get all your affordable stuff. And now I will show you the screen settings because I know someone's gonna ask, so I will just show you. New viewers of the channel don't know this. I am in Tokyo, Japan. I live in Japan. You see all the settings. It says standard, fuel economy, all that. I picked this gauge, but let me show you the menu options. This is what everyone gets everywhere in the world. So if you don't know the English word standard, good luck. It is all in Japanese, but I am okay with that. I can read all of this. This is not complicated Japanese. It's only complicated if you've never read any Japanese ever. But that's it for the menus. Let's go back to the main screen and let's shut the bike off. There are only 2 more mods that were not in the protection video, and they are right conveniently down here. First, this is not a mod. This is the stock pegs. I just pulled the rubber out. I'm trying to decide if I actually want rubberized pegs or not. It's obviously cheaper and easier to just have the serrated pegs all the time, but I don't know how much off-road I'll really do, if any. This is again an Amazon special. When I installed this bigger foot stand, because it had already been used, there was some scratch through paint. So what I did was I put it on this stand and I painted the bottom a few times, and then I put this on. Just, you know, I hate rust. Watch my videos, I hate rust. And this is the OEM quick shifter. It's amazing. Right out the box, it is, I don't want to say it's the best quick shifter I've ever used, because when I worked at Yamaha, I got to ride the Tracer 9 GT quite a bit, and the Plus is even better, but this is very close. That's the only quick shifter I can imagine being any better than this, but this is still an amazing quick shifter. That's it for the mods that are on the bike right now. There are a few mods that are not here, so let's talk about them real quick. because I'm not giving them their own video. The first is I was not going to buy the OEM heated grips. The reason I didn't want the OEM grips is because Honda told me when you turn the key off and on, you have to turn the grips back on separately. It doesn't remember the settings. When I had my Tracer, if I left the grips on high and turned the key off, when I turned the key back on, it was still on high. So through the winter, I never touched the heated grips. I just left them on and the key did everything for me. But we all know Honda's pretty bad at remembering settings. Now, as I was saying, this comment here told me that with the OEM heated grips, the F-in button right here can be set to be the quick button to the heated grips. And Honda gave me 30,000 yen, that's about $200 worth of discounts in a coupon for a special that was happening. And on that note, I also got the bike for a discount because I bought it from the same dealer I did the rental from. And I will have them install the heated grips because that will keep it under warranty. And that will be 20,000 yen, give or take. So I'll have a bit left. I'll have exactly enough to get the rally foot pegs from Honda. Again, I don't know if I'll use them, but I can't think of anything else they have that I want because they didn't give me that deal before I got the quick shifter or these winglets, which are talked about in the protection video. I will have those pegs. I might use them unless I feel like I do want something with rubber. If I want something with rubber, I will get these from Zeta. Two more mods that I have, but I don't have here. Gold rim tape, just like on my MT-07 right here, Iridian Cruise. I did not get the rubbery switch, I got the toggle switch, and eventually I may drill into here or here with the toggle, but I like the toggle, it's easier to put where you want. And since you have to be holding the throttle for Iridian Cruise to activate it, I don't want to hold the throttle and reach over and not get the speed. I'm that anal retentive that I will be upset. So I'll put it here so I can hold the throttle and set the cruise. And those are all the mods that I have invested in and will be coming. As you saw in my 24 hours with the rental, the suspension, it's not bad. On the street, it's fine. Off-road, I could imagine it hitting limits. I hit a couple potholes in Tokyo the other day where I thought, ooh, that's a bouncy feeling. Right now, I don't have the money to get suspension and I'm not willing. I want to break it in a bit more, figure out things like tires and all that. Okay, I figured this part was better to just do a voiceover. Here you can see Andriani forks for a relatively decent price. And here's Öhlins that are for it, which the distributors I found are pretty similar. And the parts are not actually that different. It's largely a branding thing from what I can tell, but I know Andriani is the parent company of Öhlins. They've got all the adjustments that you would generally want, and having to use tools to adjust the front is not that big a deal in my opinion. You really adjust it once. You don't add and subtract weight from the front very often like you do the rear. And speaking of rear, here's Nitron. And Japan has a relatively good price getting their flagship R3 model. If you see the price right here, it's steep, but then when you realize it's high speed and low speed adjustable compared to the R2, you're really not spending much more to get that extra. You are spending quite a bit more than the R1, and you still have to pay extra for the remote adjuster. But looking at the R3, let me just press Google Translate for those of you that can't read Japanese. So this is the R3 here. You can pause and read if you want. And as you can see here in the picture, the high speed and low speed adjusters can be done with your fingers. And then we scroll down here to look at the bottom. It's also a finger adjuster. You don't need tools for anything. And again, a small surcharge. They do distribute it with a remote preload adjuster. But if we go over to look at this is a Tenere 700 shock, which is a much more favorable price than what the Nitron offers. It comes with the preload adjuster. It has regular dampening and compression adjustments. A lot of people say that high speed is tough to adjust, and good shocks like Öhlins come with high speed preset for you and pretty good, where you don't really need the adjustments. One less knob to worry about is slight less complications, and frankly, I'd rather be out riding her than sitting at home playing with my knob. Or wait, I meant... And in a way of trying to justify all of these expenses, to the people that say if you're spending this much on suspension, you got the wrong bike, I wholeheartedly disagree. If I was spending this much to switch to the same suspension KTM, Aprilia, or the Africa Twin came with, you'd be right. But all of these suspensions are significantly superior, barring, for example, electronic suspension. So it's not to catch up, it's to make a bike that ends up being the same price and performing significantly better as far as suspension. But that's really it as far as I can think of right now. I don't think I will do a tail tidy at the moment, because if I do get into off-road, yes, because it saves weight, but it flings mud all over everything. And if I forget to clean the mud off, no blinkers, no tail lights as I'm riding home. And if the police don't get upset, the car who hits me from behind sure will. And oh, one quick thing, gosh, I keep putting fingers in this. My bike was made in Kumamoto, Japan, and it was made after I ordered it. So it was made to order. So this bike was literally made for me, brand new, from Japan to me. Yes, this is the 91 horsepower. No, there is no gray or black in Japan. I don't know why Honda always does that, but that's just really cool that this was made for me in Japan by Japanese, by Honda, and it went straight to my dealer and straight to me, and I took it home. That's what I forgot, tubeless. I will be getting the tubeless rim tape and seeing how it goes. I hate tubes. I just hate tubes, but that's something I can do myself. I'll either do it at my buddy's house or I'll get some cheap tools and do it here. That buddy is ADV Japan. Check out his stuff, and he's the one that's going to be getting me into off-roading. The mirrors. If you can see from here, the mirrors are not quite as wide as the handlebars, especially with the hand guards in place. So I have not decided to put the, what are they, double take mirrors on. I ordered them, I canceled the order. Money's tight right now. We have some more expenses coming. I can't keep my finger out of this video. Now, ideally, there won't be too much more to do. I'd rather ride the bike than work on the bike. This weekend or in a few weeks, I will go into the mountains and I will make the video of why I bought this over the competition. So stay tuned, hit subscribe, like, share, give me a thumbs down, tell me where I'm wrong, tell me what I'm missing. Did I forget anything? And check out that other video again. But till then, this has been Poorly Focused Kairyu Rider, because these two videos have been on my smartphone for the first time. I'm used to just looking where it goes and the camera follows. But bye-bye.